everyone, welcome. Hedera Hashgraph, we're going to talk about it. Is it the next big thing in terms of cryptocurrency, trust, internet layers? Hello. But why is it pumping? Why is it doing really well with the outbreak of a certain disease? Let's talk about it. So welcome everyone, hope you're good. Please do subscribe, hit the bell button, like button. 80% of people do not subscribe to this channel. Let's change that, let's get everyone on board and let's talk about this. Hello future, okay. Let's talk about this. This has been on my radar for a while. I wanted to talk about it, but I kind of wanted to wait a little bit to kind of see what would happen. Yeah, so I'm going to do a very, very basic version of what it is. I always get people in the comments go, oh, you didn't do a very concise report about this. Couldn't care. I also get the other side of it. You're a paid shill. This is not a paid advertisement. If it is, it'll have a sponsored link on it. And yeah, let's talk about it. But first, I want to go over something kind of obvious. It's doing really freaking well. As you can see, now, let me tell you one thing. There's something that's going around at the moment which is kind of like, you know, creating people to do this and cough into the sleeves and stuff. There's a bit of a virus going around. We all know about it. It's fucking everywhere. With this being an internet sort of element of a cryptocurrency around trust and lack of manipulation and media sort of shit that goes on with normal worlds, do you think it's possible that this is pumping due to this? COVID-19. You put this in Google and it's fucking mental. You see everything every 10 seconds, boom. Every 10 seconds there's something coming out about this and it's pretty scary. Obviously 2 more cases, oh shit, in Scotland, it's close to me. Oh shit, fuck, not God. Now, obviously all this stuff is really, really serious and you should take precautions properly, but what I will say is this. Coronavirus, please just be sensible for fuck's sake. Just wash your hands, fuck me. Anyways, I think that this is pumping because of the stuff that you're going to probably find out about this video in terms of what this aims to become. Now, one top tip for you guys, if you are an investor, do your research because this, in my opinion, is quite good. If you are looking for something long term, don't just buy it because I'm saying but just please just look at it and go, actually this is quite interesting. You know, if you want to put your money into something and it has a genuine team, use case, all kinds of stuff, you can do that. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. But don't buy a shit coin like probably COVID-19 will probably have a coin next. You never know. Anyways, so let's talk about it. What is it? It's a internet basically. End of video, done. It's a new internet. But it's run by some of the most awesome companies in the world. Okay, look at some of them names right there. You could probably notice a few. IBM, Google, T-Mobile, Boeing as examples, Swiss.com, or Swisscom, blockchain even. Now, it is a public, well, it's a decentralized public network for you to create your digital world exactly as it should be. No manipulation, no scripted bullshit of society. Now, I could do a really long video about society, and I'm kind of against society in a way. I'm a bit different to most people. Go to work, or before that, go to school, get out your knickers, literally crawl into a school, get manipulated by everything in the world, get a good grade, get a good job, work for 75 million years and retire and have 3 minutes spare. That's not me. That's why I'm full-time in the blockchain, cryptocurrency, and an advocate of that in terms of go out, live your life, do your own thing. Now, this is kind of interesting. Let's talk about it. It's a 3rd generation public ledger, which is much faster than the generation 1 of Bitcoin, generation 2 of Ethereum, which we know Ethereum will be upgrading, but generation 3 is where the speed and the connectivity comes in, and it's fucking fast. So you can see here on the graph, a lot of transactions per second, huge amounts. The fees are ridiculously low, and also the confirmation of a transaction is as fast as a chip and pin in your card, which is really good. So you got to remember, in terms of use case, it's fast, it's cheap, it's also secure. It's a public, decentralized blockchain, which is also a key factor. Now, in terms of what it's built with, You got a consensus service built directly on Hashgraph. Okay, so built on the blockchain itself. Create, scale, and publicly verify timestamps and orderings of events for applications. That is key. Cryptocurrency, fast and low transaction payments, or low fees essentially, which is always good. File transfers, sign and verify for any sort of file transfers, and approve GDPR, and smart contracts, which is I spoke about yesterday in terms of where the future world could become into the world of blockchain and cryptography using smart contracts. Anyways, transactions per day, a lot. Latency, stupidly fast. Accounts, a lot. And price, not bad. Now, I will look a bit more into the fundamentals in a second, but in terms of teams, there's 500 teams currently, according to this enterprise, building on this. You can see all here, you can have a little look. Tune.fm, which is pretty cool. So in terms of how this all works, it's a public network for anyone to build onto and to use as a blockchain. So the likes of Tune FM is obviously podcasting and radio. It's pretty cool. That's pretty cool to be able to use that as a normal use case. So you got to think where all these servers are, who they're controlled by. Amazon control a lot of the servers in terms of hosting and stuff like that. What can they do with your data? Well, fucking funny enough, that little thing that you got and you go, hello Alexa, that's a part of that. It's all part of the cognitive system of the manipulated world and the centralized world of Facebook, Twitter, fucking Amazon, eBay, all reading into your shit. And then as soon as you sneeze on your phone, the next advert you see is for Kleenex. How does that work? Well, that's a problem. So this is kind of a solution to that, to allow people to have privacy within a public network that is built for you, if that makes sense. So what is it? It's fast, obviously, fast transaction. It's fair. Count on fair access timestamps of transaction ordering that cannot be manipulated by malicious nodes. There we go. It's secure. Secure. I love it. Random, I know. I love it when people go, where are you from? Are you from Teesside? No. From Scotland? No. From Ireland? That's a good one. But keep guessing. Anyways, stable. Obviously, it's a reliable network. Yeah. Cool. So that's cool in terms of all that. But I want to go through a few more things just to kind of let you know what else is good about this. Obviously, all the stuff here. We've already looked at all this stuff, but in terms of how to develop on it, it's all there. Users, obviously, another day I might go over the use cases, but what I want to look for is the token. What you're going to buy in terms of the HBAR, which is kind of cool. This allows you to do your shit. This allows you to pay for stuff and payments and network fuel and to obviously release costs. Now, network fuel is that thing that develops next to it, which allows it to be cheap, which is good, which, with Bitcoin, we don't quite have that. Dual role of HBAR. So it's a native cryptocurrency that essentially is used to power the applications, peer-to-peer networks, micropayment, and protect the network from malicious actors, which is kind of what it is, a proper utility for fuck's sake, which is good. Developers use HBAR to pay for the services such as running the smart contracts, storing the files, transferring cryptocurrency. For the transaction submitted to the network, HBAR are used to compensate the network nodes for bandwidth, compute, and storage, which is freaking good. So it's actually got a use case in terms of the bigger that this goes, the more people that use it, the more people that use the transactions for payments and all the kind of, the payment model, the system models in terms of freaking all that shit I've just said there, in terms of bandwidth, etc. The more that's used, the more volume you're going to see. The more volume you're going to see, the more liquidity in the market you're going to see in terms of trading, in terms of investing, in terms of use case scenario, and obviously that would increase price. If the use case scenario is a use case, by the way, if you're wondering. Now, network protection. Proof of stake networks use HBARs, which are staked or proxy staked, coming soon, to a network node to waive votes on transactions reaching the consensus. The beautiful thing about decentralization is if you hold a bag, you have voting rights to allow any stages of network implementation, consensuses, forks, etc., which is really freaking key. Now, again, if I wanted to go down and look at a few other things, buying guide, obviously you can buy it on Binance and all kinds of cool places. Where else can you buy it from? Bittrex, that one. Okay, yeah, cool, not bad. So it's not too bad. In terms of proxy nodes though, this is coming soon. This is the kind of thing that's kind of interesting and kind of making this go on the map for me. Proxy staking is where it's basically allowing you to earn from the node and also make decisions on the voting rights, which is key. And if I want to look at governments, just to kind of finish this off a little bit before I go into some fundamentals, this is kind of interesting. This council, 39 term, or is it team, up to term. So all these organisations, there's a lot of information and bump on this. Bump means information. So a truly decentralised governance model, which is what it should be. I'm hating the fact that Justin Sun is taking over the crypto world. I hate the fact that Binance is taking over and buying everything just for it. This has a feeling of proper decentralization in terms of the stake inside of it, the direction, the code base, no forking. All this stuff is based around voting, and that allows it to be decentralized as much as possible. Even though there's a team running it and stuff like that, it allows it to be as decentralized as possible. But again, further research, if you are looking through all this and you want to see all the videos, it's all there. They've got nothing to hide. It's all there. And if you want to look at roadmaps, let's have a quick gander. Plenty of things coming. Q3 2019, we've already been through that. It's all there for you, all the previous stuff. Hardware wallet integration, stake approved, miner, Cool. So we're currently looking at, what are we looking at? More hardware wallets, proof of stake, mirror, node, beta, and open review and open source. Getting there slowly. And if you want to look at the team, just to let you know, the team, just so people are aware of this is the sort of thing you need to look at as well. They're all here. You know, you can all read about them and have a little look at them. Chief scientist, it's all science, all geeky stuff. But there you go. Simple, really. It's been around for a while in terms of the start point of it. It's been shilled a lot as well. But please do your research and look at this. But what I will say in terms of good things as well, it's got a fucking huge supply, right? Don't understand fully what is going to happen with the total supply and circulating supply. I've not done enough research to give you that answer, so please do your own. But what I will say is this is pumping like mad. And what I will say is, as a long-term investment, I've seen coins with similar sort of, circulating supply go a lot higher in price over time. So please time it right. It is a really, really interesting project for a long-term investment if you are going to buy at the right levels. But please just make sure you do not FOMO into this, because it has risen a lot over the last couple of weeks. And you got to think where it has been and where it's literally done a 4 times gain in literally overnight. So just be mindful of that. But please just have a little look, bit of research. But a genuine use case, a genuine decentralized project, and it has some genuine power partners, which is always good to see, which is rare in cryptocurrency at the moment. So it's good to see. Anyways, that's today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Please do subscribe, like, share with friends. Let's get that 80% of unsubscribed members down to fucking 0. And yeah, be awesome.